Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Fall Turf Festival at Gulfstream Park West. Ron Nicoletti along with track announcer Pete Aiello. We have a fast-made track firm turf course. Pete, we're kicking off the week. We're going Thursday to Monday. We got a $100,000 jackpot guarantee in the Rainbow Six, which starts in race number 5.
And it'll get much more than that. We have a lot of money in the carryover, close to some $87,000 in the carryover. So expect the guarantee to merely be a formality here this afternoon. The pool will get well over $100,000.
Yeah, and it's a pretty tough sequence, I think. I went a couple of deep in mine. I actually put a $64 ticket together. I try and keep it like $30 or so, the ticket that I offer. But today I found it to be a little tougher, so I spread a little bit more. But we'll talk about that a little later on. We're going to go to our first race today, and it is a 6-furlong sprint. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of a race since May 13th. One scratch in a race number 2, Soon Mia Soon. Hard for me not to have the number 7 Irish Platinum on top of the ticket. You did go with the 6, Rhythm of Soul.
Yeah, this race is so competitive. I couldn't use a horse that's going to be favored on top. He's not favored right now, Irish Platinum, but that's a long time before post time. She's definitely the best horse. She's a 4-time course winner. But Rhythm of My Soul makes a serious class drop. I can't find a race on the page where she's been against horses anywhere close to this. Now, granted, she hasn't ran a good race in a long, long time, but the old proverbial class drop, if she's going to wake up, it's going to have to be now, because she faces a pretty good field to wake up against, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I had it on a ticket for all the reasons you mentioned. You see her last race, she turned back to 6 furlongs in the dirt today. She stalked the pace, she weakened, but she finished dead last. But that was, as you said, $25,000 types going 7.5 furlongs. I just thought this horse was a course you had to have on your ticket, but I'm not convinced. The number 7 Irish Platinum, I think the logical choice to score after rallying to finish second versus similar, going 5.5 furlongs for all the reasons you mentioned. The horse that's favored up there right now, Pete, is the 5 Front Cover Dream, stretching out to 6 furlongs after rallying to finish third behind aforementioned Irish Platinum. But you went with the 1 Dixie Hotshot.
Yeah, I think Dixie Hotshot is the speed on the inside. I don't see a whole lot of dedicated speed in here. Dixie Hotshot used to be a horse that had a much quicker first gear than she's been showing lately. I think jockey Alan Mirage knows that, and he's going to probably send her away running from an inside gate. I think she finds a pretty good spot to use some of that tactical speed. There's not a whole lot in here. Horses like Irish Platinum and Front Cover Dream, they just kind of play along and go with the flow, so to speak, and they don't have a whole lot of tactical speed. They just kind of run evenly the entire trip. And as we talked about it, at some point that's going to work for these horses, and when it does, it'll work against me.
Okay, let's go to the second race. This one's 7.5 furlongs. It's on the turf. Turf course is listed as firm. These are maiden claims, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upward. We want to go back and show you a video from October 30th, and it's the stretch run of the R-Bar Lady rallying to finish second, beating only a length in that race, Pete.
I really don't want to talk about this race.
Why?
Because I needed R-Bar Lady in the worst way to win this race. Patrona Elizabeth was the favorite. She's
right.
4th. She'd never passed horses in her life. Not that I sound bitter, but she kicks by a couple of horses in Wildcat Bouquet and R-Bar Lady, who got rolling just a little too late. You see, Gaffleone had to snatch her up there. She wanted to get in a little bit. I don't know that it cost her the victory, but it didn't help matters any. She gets a little more ground to work with, and she's a completely different horse now that she's moved to the turf.
Yeah, and that's I talked to the trainer afterward, Meditator, and he said, hey, look, we got another turf horse. He was really enamored with her performance in there. R-Bar Lady, as we mentioned, going to stretch around 2 turns today. That's 7.5 furlongs. That was 5/8 last time out. I used the number 6 in second here. The horse you had on top, Oriental Secret, has room to improve. Returned from racing on the synthetics up at Presque Isle. Set the pace hard late. Got beat a couple of lengths, about 2 1/4 against 12,500 types. At the distance, Kathleen O'Connell, Eduardo Nunez.
I went to the wedding. I'm going to the funeral. I liked her last time. She had no excuse to not finish better than she did. I'm actually not all that sure she really wants to go 2 turns, but 7.5 furlongs is about the best that she's going to do, because I don't think she's fast enough to make the lead going 5 furlongs. So Oriental Secret right back for me in a race that, again, I think this is competitive. I think the favorites have some chinks in their armor, and I'll try to take a stand against.
Number 9, Shiloh, who you have in second, I have in third, is getting some class relief after facing 40,000 types sprinting on the turf up at Belmont during September. The trainer is Jenna Antonucci. Edgar Zayas will be in the saddle.
The key with all these New York horses is how long have they been here? Have they been here long enough to acclimate themselves? We do have a workout for Shiloh about a week and a half ago at Gulfstream Park, so she's been here at least 10 days. She's the wild card in here. Traipsin Utopia, who was second in her most recent race, came back to beat a fairly weak field of maiden race horses on the dirt at Aqueduct last week. She keeps good company. This race is no different than any of the other maiden claimers that we run here during this fall turf festival. You have to try to find fresh faces. If you can find fresh faces, invariably you'll have at least an improved effort, if not a tactical advantage.
Well, third race today, 6.5 furlongs. Claim is 3 and up, $10,000. And I went with the 5 Van Citra on top, moved to the Peter Waldebon V. The claimers are given some time off, which I think is key after notching 4 consecutive sprint victories. That was against like $62,000, $58,000 types. I don't see a big jump up in class today. The barn, is over 25% with new claims, almost 30% with the 31 to 60-day freshening. Lots to like about the number 5 Van Citra, but also have your number 3 Blimey on taking that big drop.
Taking a big drop indeed, lost to Stallwalking Dude, who was an impressive winner that afternoon. He actually came back to run second on the grass and then win again for David Jacobson. Blimey, second start from New Jersey. You knew that was coming. Takes a drop in class after showing speed and fading in his most recent race. Again, I don't see a whole lot of dedicated speed in here. There's horses with tactical speed like Van Citra, but there's no dedicated speed. Gaffalione will find himself on a lonely lead, in my opinion. But if you get around Blimey or you think Blimey is not the horse to play, then for me it opens Pandora's box, because I think everybody else in here has a chance, including a horse that might be forgotten about at the windows because he always is forgotten about, number 6, Times Concern. He's sharp right now. He's a 9-year-old with 2 consecutive victories. He's been freshened since his last race. His regular jockey Antonio Alfaro has the call. I don't know why he doesn't stand a chance to win again. No rain in the forecast. He likes a little moisture in the going, but he's been very sharp lately. I don't know what to do with this race. Alico Castle coming off the layoff, coming off the claim. Van Citra's coming off the layoff. A lot of sharp horses, a lot of horses that look like they are sitting on big races. This starts the early pick 4, and in my opinion, you have to spread here.
Yeah, because I'm also going to use the 4 Alico Castle and move to the Chris Gaddis barn. Avi the claim turns back today to that mile distance, gets Paco Lopez, surrendered that 2-length lead last time. I had to finish second. That was against $8,000 types. Alico Castle looks like a logical choice on the ticket.
Everybody looks like a logical choice on the ticket, with the exception of maybe the outside horses. I'm trying to clear my throat without sounding bad. Times Concern, the 6 on down. I would use 1 through 6 in the early pick 4.
Well, let's go to our 4th race of the afternoon, 1 mile and 1/16th on the turf. Claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of 2 races in life, $8,000. Going to show you a video from September 27, and it's Chica Chapina at the top of the stretch, turning for home and running to the wire.
Yeah, this is actually, we didn't back it up far enough. Chica Chapina makes a huge move at the 5/16 and sweeps up by. You can see Jonathan Gonzalez very confidently handling her. She sat off of a slow early pace, but that was over a very, very soft turf course that afternoon. Chica Chapina was her first start over the grass. It was her first start going 2 turns. Huge form reversal for her that afternoon. I like that progression going forward here today. And again, this race, it does appear to be competitive. I have a strong opinion against the morning line favorite, so I'll go with Chica Chapina. She's 6-1 on the morning line. She won't be favored. I figure she's in the 9-2 range.
Yeah, I didn't go with the morning line favorite in here. There I went with the 5 Wild Eris, is dropping a notch after rallying 4 wide to finish 3rd. That was against $12,000, $500 condition. Claim is going 7.5 furlongs. Horse going to sit a nice trip behind the speed. The number 3, Honey Boo Boo, who you're against, I can understand why. Going from maiden, going to the turf, lots of things that it's never done before. Well, it actually was on the turf once before.
Exactly right. She's never ran long on the turf before. She gets a rider switch from Zayas to Paco. That's going to lure a lot of money in her favor. She's going to take a lot of money. I don't think it's warranted money. She's not been facing all that good a company round lately. Number 4, Brina's Song, on form to me. If she runs back to anything except her last race, wins this easily for trainer Steve Town. Edgar Zayas keeps the call. She was 6-5 last time out. She was a bit keen in that race, and she set a pressured pace while not having a good race flow that afternoon. I don't think she needs the lead to win. I actually think she's better if she doesn't get it. She can stalk from an outside, from a center gate, or she can make the running. Either way, she wants to do it. I think that they'd be wise to let Honey Boo Boo go. Honey Bunny Boo Boo go and set off the speed like she did 2 back. If she runs to either of those races 2 back, they're going to run for second money here. That's the wild card. What Brina Shong shows up. She hasn't been seen in a couple months. Do you get the one that ran last time and stopped, or do you get the one that ran 2 times before that and wins this easily?
Well, no, I like the performance of one Chica Chipina that you just showed the replay of, and I definitely got to have that one on the ticket. That was a pretty nice performance.
Sure was. She was 19-1 that afternoon, so she was not expected to run as well as she did, but you saw how she finished up. Gonzalez was very, very confident on her, and she swept up. If we had backed it up a little bit farther, what was that for?
There's a bug on your back.
Okay. Well, is that a metaphor?
No.
In any case, the 4th race is another race where you might have to spread a little bit in the early pick 4. The 5th race, start of the Rainbow 6. If there's a race where you can single or get out with only going 2 deep, I think this is the race.
Well, this has race number 5, 7 furlongs. Maiden claim is fillies, 2-year-olds, $10,000. Scratch the one, big scratch in here, I believe, of Halo of Dreams. We're actually going to show you that video, but scratched out of there. And the 4, there she goes. So 1 and 4 of them cleared out of the race. I scratched into the 2, Fireman's Carry. I love the 1 in this spot, but that's too late now.
I didn't. I always try to beat her. Fireman's Carry was my top play all along. She's been running pretty well. She's just been running okay, but that's kind of this race. She's a horse that's coming out for a high percentage outfit in Marcus Vitale. Last time out, she actually, the rider claimed foul leaving the gate that afternoon. She had to shuffle off heels a bit. She was a loser to Cognac Cutie. Cognac Cutie was an odds-on dropper from the Ward Barn. I just think she's the best horse in here. I'm very, very intrigued, though. I have the word written on my form about 6 times for the number 3, Princess Fernanda.
Princess Fernanda is the daughter of Circular Key, debuting for Randy Broussard, tracks Paco Lopez. No real great turf breeding there or anything like that. I mean, breeding there that would make you jump off the pace to win early, you know.
Well, I'm fascinated. Paco's riding for Randy Broussard. That never happens, A. B, you have a horse that's working 7 furlongs.
Yeah.
What amounts to a time that, depending on the clocker's opinion, probably doesn't make the tab, 1:34 and 4. And now you get Paco with those works. What's going on here is what I want to know.
The 134 work is a little strange there.
Well, I mean, even the 3/8 drills, I mean, 37 and 4 out of the gate, the worst of 9, and then 37 flat was an okay drill. There might be more to me than meets the eye here. And I would be very intrigued to check the tote board on the 3, Princess Fernanda, to see if somebody else is jumping on the bandwagon.
Well, the other horse we both have on the ticket, I actually put in second, he put in third, is Royal Kingdom, stretching out after turn from that 7-week freshening to finish 4th behind, who I think becomes a standout in here, and that's the 2, Fireman's Carry, with the scratch of the 1 and the 4.
If you go on form, Fireman's Carry is a solid single in the early pick 4 and a solid single in the Rainbow 6 wager. The wild card for me is Princess Fernanda. I'm just completely fascinated by her. I have absolutely no idea what to expect there.
Well, let's go to race number 6, 1 mile on the turf. These are maiden fillies and mares, 3 and up, maiden special weight competitions. Want to show you a video from October 10th, and it's the stretch run of Lady Anita making a 4-wide bid to finish 3rd, beaten 2.5 lengths in here by a horse that won on Tuesday, and that's Wait No More.
Yeah, Wait No More, the daughter of Wait a While, who you've heard us talk quite a bit about. She impressed me on Tuesday. She was hooked every step of the way and kicked on gamely. Lady Anita's 3rd on the outside, trying to track down Wait No More, which is just not going to happen. Tactica Forever, who was just an okay maiden for Gustavo Delgado, is going to hold 2nd. I found this race, and I wrote it right at the top of my form. This is a great field.
Yeah.
In my opinion, this is a champions meet type field of maidens. I mean, these are strong horses coming in from all over the place. Clement runs 2. You don't know which one to use there. You have horses that have proven form like Lady Anita. The Ramsey and Maker connections are represented. They just claimed this horse at Saratoga, who's been laid off. They're talking about the 5 Crashing Conclave, who makes neither one of our tickets. Crystal Grit made your ticket, but not mine because I didn't have room. She's running well from Monmouth. This is a really, really good deep field, and I think tactically it's really going to be a jockey's race because there's a lot of horses in here that have tactical speed but have not really shown the propensity to finish. And then there's horses that have shown the propensity to finish, but they've been doing it against not that best horses.
Well, the number 10, Miadoro, who you do have on top of your ticket, stretching out to a mile today. First race since breaking from post 10, making that move on the turn. Then to just come up empty. But against stablemate Zendaya, who just finished 3rd in the Miss Autumn Stakes, grade 3 up at Santa Anita.
Well, that's good information. I didn't have that information. I went with Miadora of the 2 Clement horses. She's the one that gets Bravo. Zayas rides the other one. I don't know how to read all this stuff. This is where we're getting into champion meet territory. I feel like I'm a little outclassed, to be completely honest with you. Number 6, Donna Flor, had some very much intrigue for me. Donna Flor was 4th behind Lady Anita. Wait No More won the race. Donna Floor's bred pretty well. She's by Dynaformer out of a very sharp mare and Quite a Bride, who was a stakes winner over the turf course. Second start off a long layoff. I loved her the last time. She disappointed me. Gets a rider switch back to Carlos Oliveira, who rode her in her debut run. She's a must-use for me. I hope they forget about her because I'll be keying her if they do.
Well, you have to find some room for the number 8 on your ticket there, and that's Crystal Grit, shortening up to a mile today, setting the pace, weakened to finish third, local turf debut in a mile in the 16th. It's Pleaser, it's Paco Lopez, second off the bench. The barn is 21%. I just think this horse is going to run pretty well after that tightener last time out.
This is a spread race. I don't disagree about Crystal Grit at all. Crashing Conclave is very interesting to me. That's the 5 horse in here. Claimed for $40,000 by Tony Dutrow at Saratoga. Claimed by Ken and Sarah Ramsey and Mike Maker. This horse has been laid up since July. That, to me, I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think of Ken and Sarah Ramsey horses as being claimed by that outfit and then laying up for 4 months. They usually run right back, and Ken dumps a bunch of win money on them, and they win down the road and go on. So I have to think that maybe they found some issues with this filly. She showed some interest in a race at Belmont 2 starts ago. I don't know what she was in against that afternoon. I don't know how the form translates maiden 40s at Saratoga here to Gulfstream Park West maidens on the grass. She's run some good races, and I know that Ken and Mike Maker, they're very astute about their claims. This seems like an odd horse for them to claim to me. I mean, she doesn't look like she was worthy of the claim. You look like if they didn't claim her, they'd have run her back for 20, and they could have got her for half the money.
Right.
But now she's been laid up, and they like her enough to run her special weight off of big layoff. Very, very intriguing. This filly could be doing very good right now, and if she is, she could be very, very tough to handle. She'll be a good number 2. This is a very, very good race to spread and shop and play exotic wagers.
Lots of ifs on that horse there, but
yeah, but that's this whole race. There's
right.
a lot of ifs on this whole race. I mean, that's the great part about this race is that for every horse that I can tell you I like, you can tell me 2 more that you like.
Right.
And for every horse that I listen to you tell me, I can give you 5 reasons why I don't like them, and you could give me 5 reasons why you don't like my horses. That's the beautiful setup of this race number 6 today. It's probably the best betting race on the card.
Well, let's go to the 7th then. 6 furlongs, maiden claimers. 2-year-olds, $100,000 if you want to buy one. Scratch the 3 decisive force. I went with the number 2, Dance of Freedom, and so did you. I'll tell you why I did. Turning back to 3/4, removing the blinkers, surrendered that mid-race lead. Finished third. It was against maiden special weight state bred competition, going a mile in the slot. Jose Pinchin, Paco Lopez.
Yeah, I kind of backed into this horse, I guess you could say. I mean, I didn't really have a whole lot of faith, and I have another rule for you that I don't like horses to lose for a claiming price and then beat me for higher, at least in the maiden ranks. If they run a good race for 35, that's great, but I'm not going to bet them to beat $100,000 claimers. They may do it, but I'm not going to do it. So, horses like Drama King, who made some sense off some form. You also have a horse outside, Dancing King, who was 4th against $100,000 maidens. Dance of Freedom made a huge middle move that afternoon over a tiring racetrack. The Judge Chuckles was a huge upset winner, ran down stakes tested Your Dreams Are Mine, who came back to just run okay. I'm banking on the cutback and the fact that Paco can keep this horse in touch. That's what I thought. I didn't see that. I thought Drama King makes the lead here, but I also think that Dance of Freedom can run better than he did last time from a pace flow standpoint. I don't think he wants to go a mile. I think that's why Jose debuted him at 7/8. That looks like about this horse's lick. He's hit at 3/4 here this afternoon, but he's got enough tactical speed where I think he'll be okay.
I also put a first-time starter on my ticket, and that's the 4 All About Divas, the son of Lion Tabor, debuting for Dave Brady. Got Lasix, gets Edgar Zayas. 10 works over the track, which has been a key angle here. If horses have worked on the track or run here, they've been okay. So I'm taking a little bit of a shot with the number 4 All About Diva. I mean, no works to write home about, but lots of steady
say that again.
Well, lots of steady works, and I just think with the connections, Lasix, that this horse can run well for a debut. And looking for a little bit of a price, I think you'll get it. I don't know what it was on the morning line.
No, you'll get
10
a big
to 1.
This
10
horse
to 1 on the
this
morning
horse will
line.
be a nice number.
So a little bit of a guess on my part, like you did in the other races. I just like the fact that this horse has been here working a long time, and it looks like a spot there. They're willing to try it for $100,000 race, so maybe it's up to the task.
The 1 horse, It's Flashy, will also be a nice number, and he's who I use to maybe upset the apple cart. The son of Yes It's True adds blinkers for his 3rd start, comes off the grass after trying 2 turns on the grass last time. His debut run was against a very, very strong field. Here's the situation with his debut run. Okay, keep in mind he's 5th. The winner of the race, Hubba Shake, comes back to win a stake for Marty Wolfson in his next out. XY Jet comes back to run second or third, I don't remember which, against another really sharp maiden winner. Then he came back, XY Jet, I'm talking about, to win last week against a strong field of maidens at odds on. Rockin' at 10, who was third, came back to demolish a field of maidens here at Gulfstream Park West. And if you take those 3 horses away, you're talking about It's Flashy, losing by maybe 3 or 4 lengths to Rockin' at 10. That's plenty good enough against this field. Dave Fawkes riding Abdi El Hayem. They've been very successful with Darren Cathy. Again, if they forget about this one, he could surprise you.
Well, I want to hear why you got the number 9 Caramello on the ticket. 20-1 in the morning line. That's the one that's intriguing me.
Well, Caramello's second start over this surface was third in his debut run behind Rockin' at 10. Big Distinction won that race. Rockin' at 10 was second. Then came back to run against Lakota Warrior, who's another Ralph Nix trainee. He actually led the field against Mr. Jordan in the juvenile sprint and Sunshine Millions preview day the other day. Tried him field of maidens here last time out and didn't run all that well. But I like the fact that Jesus Rios is getting on board here this afternoon. Again, I didn't think that this race, as you used to say, this race has more questions than it does answers. If you get by Dance of Freedom, who probably goes odds on in here, you should probably take a shot with some of these longer priced horses.
Well, let's go to our 8th race. We're back on the turf. This one's Fillies Advanced 3 and up. Non-winners of 3 races in life. $8,000 the tag. Scratch both main track onlys, number 11, number 12. And I went with the number 9 in here, Bashata Dancer, beating only a length on the turf after setting the pace. That was, again, $10,000, 3 lifetime claimers back on October 2nd. Goes back to the lawn today versus these $8,000 types. Set the pace weekend. That was on a mile and a 16th on the dirt. Paco handling the surface switch today. Paco Lopez starting to ride now for Mike Petro. Petro very good with his turf runners, about 25%. So lots of things to like about the number 9 in my estimation, Bachata Dancer. What is a bachata?
Bachata Dancer is a type of Latin dance. I couldn't do it for you. I can actually get you on YouTube and show you what it looks like. Yeah, it's kind of salsa-esque.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of Bachata Dancer, and I'll speak candidly, and you said in your estimation, that's what makes horse racing great, is a differing of opinion. If she wins, I lose. I think she's a terrible bet here because Paco's taking the call, and as you say all the time, because of all the reasons you mentioned.
Right.
She's phony. I mean, I don't want to say that and sound mean, but she had
by 6.
She had. Well, that may be. She had everything her own way when she broke maiden non-2 on the dirt. I mean, watch that replay. She has everything her own way. Last time out, she has everything her own way again and can't seal the deal. What about the 2-horse here, Happy Voyage? Talk about a horse that I think is a standout. I think she is one.
Well, she has a Clementech sliced in half today, faced a 16,000 3 lives. A race moved to the slop, a daughter of Malibu Moon. 10 for 17 in the money on the turf, but only 1 win.
Fair enough. The only 1 win.
17, 1 win.
Fair enough. But let me ask you this question. Her race, if you draw a line through her last race,
right,
and you consider the fact that she had to get something out of that.
Wait, I'm drawing the line. Okay, go ahead.
Draw the line. Now, she had to get something out of that. She's 3-2 and favored. She hadn't been out since August. She had never been on that racetrack. All kinds of alibis, and it was in the slop. Draw a line through it, but figure she got some fitness out of it. Now go back to her race 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 back, and tell me if she runs any of those races here today, who beats her?
Well, she's on the ticket. She's on my ticket. It's just I think the Bachata Dancer belongs to be on the ticket too. And like you said, is the beauty of horse racing.
Side wager, Happy Voyage against Bachata Dancer. You name the stakes.
All right, we'll figure it out.
He never pays anyway, but I mean, I want it on the record. Happy Voyage beats Bachata Dancer. They run 9th and 10th. It's going to be Bachata Dancer 10th and Happy Voyage 9th.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Mark that down. Okay, also use the 4 Lady Joyful, who you did a late running type, who should benefit things if it gets contentious on the front end. Luca Panici, as you always mention, as you always say to me, fits this horse's running style. Doesn't like to go to lead, likes to come from off the pace. Going to sit a really nice trip behind those speedy types.
She sure is, and she's in real good form. You can see I used her second. Notably, Silver, who's a horse that Lady Joyful routinely runs against, was my 3rd play. I love Happy Voyage here, though. I think she wins or I bust.
Okay, so we'll see a Happy Voyage against Bachata Dancer. Mark that down. Can we go to the 9th race now?
Yes,
Or you
we
all
can,
fired
but
up?
I have absolutely no opinion on the 9th race. This is a very, very, very tough race. Another great betting opportunity for you, though, as I think the favorites are definitely vulnerable. I just don't really know which direction to try to go to beat them.
1 mile, claimers, fillies and mares, $6,250. Scratch the 6 horse in here. I went with the 4 Alguna, and this one moved to the Gilberto Zerpa Bon Vita claim. Draw off to defeat a common thread that you'll see through this race, and that is White Lion. That was back on October 12th. Here's a nice stat for you. Zerpa, 37% with new claims. Paco Lopez in the saddle. Lots of things to like in here.
I don't know what you're laughing at. I didn't even say anything. I did say that I don't like the 2 favorites in here, and you picked them right on top, the 4 and the 10. Maybe that's what you're laughing at. Alguna is another one. She's kind of like Bachata Dancer. When she wins, she gets everything her own way. To be honest, she might get everything her own way here today, though. I mean, she made the lead last time in 26. Now, listen, the 2-turn 1 mile races, the 1 mile races here at Gulfstream Park West, there's a very, very, very short run-up. So all of the opening quarters, I mean, I'm talking stakes horses going in 25 and change.
Right.
So it's not as slow as it looks. 26 is cozy, but it's not that cozy relative to this actual layout on the racetrack. There's not a whole lot of run-up, so these opening quarters going a mile are slow. Please consider that when you're handicapping. The thing that I worry about Alguna here, ill-considered Scratched, who was part of the pace scenario. Divining's got the 11 hole, though. That's my ace in the hole, because Divining doesn't run any good if she doesn't make the lead. Yeah. And from the 11 hole going a mile, to be honest with you, Robert Posada, I don't know why he didn't come out of this race. 11 hole going a mile with speed, I'd figure out a reason to come out. I mean, she has to be quarter horsed out of there. She's really going to have to be hard sent to try to get over, and she'll hook up with Alguna. I don't like either one of them.
Okay, what about White Lion, poised to make it 2 in a row after drawing away to defeat the main threat in this race, I believe, is Madame Grace at this level of distance. What about Madame Grace? Did you at least lose the 2 horse?
No. I didn't. White Lion, again, she had everything her own way the last time. She faced a short field of 6 in a race that you can see flow-wise. She was perfectly positioned. Now, 3/4 and 16 after a half and 51. That is slow. White Lion chased a soft early speed and ended up running down a field of what looked like overmatched horses. You thought she was a cinch that day. I didn't. She won.
Right.
So, again, her form has flattered a little bit. She's been running better she hasn't been running as good as her form may indicate. And again, you have horses like a more in condition now, okay? Now, the 9 horse who I use second, she earns, I mean, I don't know if you're a buyer aficionado or if you take stock in buyers, or if any of you are watching this take stock in buyers. I don't use them as an end-all, be-all, but I can tell you this. If you're comparing apples to apples and you're looking at race flows and different type of race cycles and race conditions, I love to use buyers to evaluate that. So you have the 10 White Lion who won with a 53 buyer. Then if you go 2 back on a more in condition now, she's got a 53 buyer while finishing 3rd, getting beat 7 lengths by a repeat winner. That's the beauty of the buyers for me, is they can help you with the relativity factor to try to gauge who belongs where. And if you use that angle, if you use the buyer theories, anybody can win this race as long as Alguna doesn't run her 69 back. Anybody wins.
So you don't like anybody in the race. You don't know what you're doing here for this race.
Spread.
So you're going all.
Happy voyage to all, to a couple horses in the late pick 3.
Well, can we go to the late pick 3, or
Sure.
you want to mention the 8 horse in here too?
No, Tizzy better run second, start off the form cycle, takes a huge drop in class. She has a race 2 back that makes a big run out of her also. The pace will be key here. Divining holds all the answers to this race. If she goes and Alguna goes with her, then the gloves come off. If they leave Alguna alone and Paco can ration her, the race is over.
Well, let's go to the 10, 5 furlongs, claimers 3-year-olds and up, $16,000. We have a video we want to show you. Race 7 from August 22nd was the last turf start for the number 4, the 9 horse in your statutorial.
Yeah, I wanted to show that because Statutorial is a 5-time winner and only 2 wins came on the grass. But this is the last time this horse ran on the grass. That's Starship Sulu, veteran campaigner, digging in and holding on to the lead. But here comes Statutorial. That's the 4 horse in there with the white and black colors. Going to run down this horse, and Statutorial is going to register the victory that afternoon. I think that trip might work today. I think there's a lot of speed in here. The one thing I wanted to kick off this race analysis is to ask you if you can loan me $16,000 so I can take a shot on Dad's Laugh. Dad's laughing for 16. You can see he's not on my ticket because, I mean, I don't know why he's in for 16, but If I was Ken and Sarah Ramsey, for example, I'm dropping a slip on the 2 for 16 and just hoping Mike Maker can work his magic. This horse is worth the money. I mean, how can he not be worth the money?
Yeah, he's the poster child for hard-knocking campaign of this horse, plunging, as you mentioned, to the $16,000 level on the turf. Chased the pace. He faded last time out. That's against $50,000 optional claimers, 7 furlongs on the dirt. This is a multiple stakes place runner, as you mentioned. But if you look at its record on the turf, 13 races, no wins, 4 seconds in the third. I can understand why you wouldn't use a horse in there in this race, but I had to put it somewhere on the ticket just because of the class. Did go with the 3 on top, Morning Brew, but I had to throw the 2 Dads left. And if he won by 8 or 10, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I would. 8 or 10 going 5/8 on the grass. Come on now.
I was exaggerating.
I was going to say, I think you were. Number 5 Over and Back made my ticket as we run out of time. He's the speed of the speed in here. I think that's what you either have to play a closer or try to find the speed of the speed. Over and Back. Now, the 5/8 races on the Monmouth turf course are insanely fast. They're not really a true, it's the same thing with the run-up and all of that. This horse went 20-3 and 42-4. You can normalize those splits out. I mean, that's just the way that course plays. Did go 55-4 in a winning effort at Delaware, which makes him a big player.
Well, that's how we see the action here on Thursday. As we mentioned, we got a fast main track, firm turf course, $50,000 in the jackpot guarantee.
Wrong. $100,000.
$100,000. See, I'm thinking of all this other $100,000.
The pool will go over $100,000.
It'll go over $100,000. I'm just so used to being the 50, $100,000. That's why we got like $87,000 in the pool already. So it's going to be well over 100. It was over 100 the other day, but did not get one single ticket with 6 out of 6.
You have a chance to get a single ticket here today. In my opinion, you have to single Fireman's Carry and single Happy Voyage and bombs away in the other legs.
Well, that's a good way to look at the ticket, but don't forget to use Peshat the Dancer. Good luck, everybody.